Hello and welcome to FourCornersTV.com. I'm Simone Bryant and this is your local roundup. Pollution is in control for Mesa Verde and the Grand Canyon. Near Flagstaff, Arizona, the largest coal-fired power plant in the West will produce 1/3 less energy by 2020, and it could close in 2044. This is all an effort to cut down haze-causing pollutants in places such as Mesa Verde National Park and the Grand Canyon. Whose land is it anyway? From now until September, the National Forest trails from the West Fork to Lizard Head Pass are being negotiated. The Dolores Community Center is holding meetings with representatives from practically every kind of trail user: mountain bikers, ATV users, horse riders, and even quiet users. They're coming up with a TMP or travel management plan, and the Forest Service plans to propose a new recreation map in September. The representation of users is said to create an equal share of the trails respecting each group. Now, representation of another group is diminishing. The Bureau of Land Management is drafting amendments to improve protection of the Gunnison sage grouse. With only 5,000 birds remaining, the BLM would prefer to keep the grouse off the endangered species list. Fish and Wildlife has agreed to delay its decision until November on whether to list the bird under the Endangered Species Act or not. And how about yesterday's weather? It screamed monsoon season. The hard rain that hit Monday has already saturated the ground, and there's more moisture coming up as flash flood watches take effect from noon to midnight today for the Durango and Pagosa Springs areas. Weather-wise, it might not be the best week to hit the ground running, but listen to this. Researchers have found that those who run lower their mortality rate by about 30%. And it doesn't matter how long you run or how fast. Runners also have a 45% lower risk of death from heart disease. If that doesn't get your feet to start moving, this might. Other risky mortality factors like high blood pressure and smoking are balanced out. So get your running shoes ready, because your life can change even with the slightest bit of exercise. Now this neighbor exercises, his musician writes. He lives the life of a rock and roller, but he realizes you must stick to your dream through thick and thin. Find out the entire story today on In the Neighborhood at 3 p.m. right here on FourCornersTV.com. How would you like to stay at a bed and breakfast that takes its name from the FBI's top 10 most wanted list? The America's Most Wanted Suites and Bed and Breakfast now has rooms available. Built with 1-foot thick walls, you are sure to get a quiet night's rest. The imprisoned leader of a polygamous sect, Jeff Warren, never occupied the compound. By turning it into a bed and breakfast, the community hopes to get past its dark history. I'm not sure about that. With a name like America's Most Wanted, it seems to be bringing more attention to something the community would rather forget. Thanks for watching the local roundup on FourCornersTV.com. I'm Simone Bryant, and we'll see you tomorrow.